Makes the routine look spectacular.
Yeah, of course he does. He excels at that. We'll wait till this one ends and then jump on in. Alright, there's no notification telling me that.
Any good nicknames to get around?
Hopefully. What, purely YouTube, right? That is on YouTube, right? That's fine.
No mountain, mate.
What? The Mountain, he didn't play for either of those teams, that's why.
Oh, no, yeah, mine's state. So England. Warthog. Mercurial, he must be mercurial, isn't he? Or is he very consistent?
New import. Clarence didn't really test him. He was alright against Devonport. Nothing he can do about either of the goals. Didn't make too many big saves, so hard to judge him yet. I don't know if his distribution's all that good.
Adam Coon.
Sunday.
Sunday was that?
It's a very old story. Somebody out in Rockingham went to a match on the wrong day when he was like 13 or 14. It's just stuck with him ever since. The game's on Saturday and he went back on a Sunday ever since he's been Sunday McEwen. He's just what he's known as, like ground announcing like at a goal from Sunday McEwen. Oh, yeah, absolute hacker.
So what's your tip? South Hobart?
Yeah, get splinters, I think. 2-2.
I'll call it 2-0 to South Hobart then.
I think that's probably the safer bet.
And I'll emphasise the importance of a big game from Big Who.
No doubt. Welcome to KG5 to kick off round 3 of the PS4 MPL Tasmania. An absolute blockbuster on our hands tonight. South Hobart and Hobart Zebras, the top 2 teams in the league, 2 who are always up there in the mix for the league title. I'm Andrew Cooling, bringing this one to you. Joining me tonight, Jake Eamon Morgan. Jake, welcome to the ground, son.
And it's fantastic to be here out of the home of football in Tasmania.
A very big game in the offing. High stakes, it's only round 3. But they say that league titles can't be won this early in the year, but they certainly can be lost. And if Zebras would lose tonight, there'd be a 5-point gap to South Hobart after 3 weeks. They've had to play catch-up the last few years, Zebras. Jaden Hay talking about that at the pre-game media conference this morning. Really important. Both sets of players are going to be up and about for this one. They know this is going to be a significant game, early as it is. We'll run through the teams. Jake, have you got your boys, nominally South Hobart?
Normally we have South Hobart lining up number 16, Daniel Brown, number 9, Ryan Cook.
Well, hang on, we've just we've gone a bit early on South here. Ash Wilkes has just pulled an absolute treat with these graphics, and he's got the teams up there for us. So we'll go through Zebras first. You can chip in with South when that's up. Ash just a bit too advanced for us there. Absolutely looking at a treat. You see the Zebras team, number 10 Chris Downs, the set piece maestro. He's going to be a real threat over the dead ball. He absolutely unlocked Clarence last week, and him putting onto the head of the next man, Nicholas Gronwald, the big centre back. He scored 2 last week. That's going to be a threat. Jaden Hay, you'd expect to line up at right back again. Probably him and Liam Quayle, probably the 2 best fullbacks in the game, playing tonight for the opposing sides. Number 13, Luke Huxley, returns after missing last week with concussion. That's a massive in. He'll sit in behind Sanders and just
He's a very big boy.
He is. He's a menace in the air. He will dominate. Sir Vivian Imran Lewis, number 8, will partner Nicholas Gronwald in the heart of defence. Adam Sunday McEwen scored a brace up against Devonport to kick his season off. He's always amongst the goals. He just knows where the back of the net is. Got a sixth sense for that sort of thing. Jordan Muller will operate in midfield in his customary role just in front of the back four. Fine range of passing, very good player. Number 17, Matthew Sanders. Well, phenomenal performance from him last week. A hat-trick, including an absolute stunner. He's just a threat anytime he gets a side of goal. Number 9, the reigning Mitsubishi medalist, the Dwayne Pipe, Dwayne Walsh. Dynamic runner down the right wing. He'll put in a shift as he always does, and you just know what you're going to get from Dwayne Walsh. Number 12, Luke Warrener has slotted in at left back as Matthias Tolkill's replacement, and really put a foot wrong so far in goals. Number 21, Marcelo Mercury, will be between the sticks tonight and on the bench. Number 20, Ryan Backhouse, a youngster with a fair bit of promise. Number 11, John Booger, a very dynamic, athletic player who might give them something in the last 15 minutes. Number 16, Isaac Indigetto, very handy player. He'd be starting at most clubs, but on the bench here today for Zebras, the number 1,
it certainly
Nathan
is a
Reid.
cold and grey Glenorchy evening out here tonight.
Isn't it just? As we move on to South Hobart.
And starting with number 16, Daniel Brown. And moving on to number 9, Ryan Cook. Number 15, Loic Farrell. Now, here's a player that I am very, very, very fond of on my first round of commentary over in Warrior Park the other week. I was very impressed with the halftime sub from Ken Morton bringing on this French import, and he was just absolutely instrumental in staying close to his centre-backs, and I'm very pleased to see him on the team sheet here today. We have number 3, Adam Gorry. Absolutely fantastic season opener from him too, making tracks up and down that right-hand flank. And as has been mentioned by the Learn Coke commentator, we do have a fantastic range of fullbacks here on display tonight. Number 11, Benjamin Hammertime Hamlet, very speedy player. We like what he can do at the top of the line there while they have the big man out in South Hobart. Number 6, Kobe Kemp. Number 5, Hugh Ludford. Number 7, Nicholas the Morthog Morton, rather. We'll expect to see him getting into some good advanced areas this evening. Liam Quayle, another of those aforementioned brilliant wingbacks that we've got on display for you this evening. Number 10, Alex Walter, and number 1, the Scottish import Graham Wright, here completing the team in goals. On the bench for us today, we have an up-and-coming star in Australian football in Eduardo Castaneda. Young Connor Schmidt, number 2. Pajari Sculthorpe and Oscar Thomas and James Wilson completes the South Hobart lineup today.
Young talent on that bench, that's for sure. Oscar Thomas back to the bench this week, and the veteran figure Hugh Ludford rejoining Dan Brown in the heart of defence is interesting. Again, a big physical match-up with the likes of Sanders and Hughes Lutz, so maybe just wanting that older body in there. The set-piece threat we've already mentioned from down, so that makes sense as we take a look at the table. And you can see we've got a top 2 battle tonight. South Hobart, the only team to have won both their opening rounds. They're sitting pretty, and this first game, they could create a nice little buffer after tonight. Zebras, meanwhile, they'll be eyeing off top spot, a win, and they will leapfrog them. It's all to play for here at KG5. Last time they met, round 20 last year, a phenomenal game. Zebras up 4-1. and somehow lost 5-4. It was a remarkable game of football. I'd love to see something like that tonight. I'm not sure the coaches were so keen on it. A strew of defensive errors in that game, but it was absolutely fantastic for the neutral supporter. And I'd expect a bit of a more cagey affair than we saw back in round 20. And plenty of different players in both of these lineups tonight.
What do you see shaping up as the key battles this evening, Andrew?
I think the likes of Brown and Ludford, can they contain the aerial threat of Hughes, Luke and Groenwald? That's going to be a real key. I think also South Hobart's midfield, they've got some really slick movers of the ball, like Kemp, Morton and Luke Farrell. That's a fine midfield three, and it's an area of the field that they might have a slight edge on the Zebras, but certainly just star players all across the field. Both sets of fullbacks love to bomb on. I think we're going to see the ball being shifted to wide areas and both teams looking to overlap. I expect a pretty attacking game. South Hobart like to hold on to the ball a bit more. Zebras are going to be a bit more direct, and Hughes Luke, I think, will be central to everything they try and achieve tonight. Team striding out there. Graham Wright against his former team, the former Zebra. I wonder what he's thinking as he strides out there in the colours of South Hobart. Well, not really the colours of South Hobart. Absolutely ludicrously bright yellow kit he's got going. I spoke about that in round one, but he started the season very well. Hasn't conceded a goal.
I think there's been a late team change here. It appears that Hobart are lining up with a Zebra on the pitch.
Yeah, well, that's a handy inclusion. Not sure about the 12th man on there, but look, good luck.
Certainly would be able to shield the ball well.
He would. I feel his running might be a bit ungainly. A minute silence here. Aussie Fitzgerald, absolute legend of the game. Minute silence, as I mentioned, for Aussie Fitzgerald, who passed away earlier in the week. And absolute icon of the game down here, did so much in particular for women's football. And our condolences to the Fitzgerald family. And we'll be seeing a minute silence before all the fixtures this week, which is a lovely touch. So the calm before the storm there. Let's get to our predictions. Jake, what are you expecting from this one?
Well, despite this being a Zebras home game, I'm going to have to back in South Hobart for a 2-0 win here today. There's going to need to be a massive game here from the big boys up front for the Zebras if they're going to trouble that defence of Souths.
Yeah, it's a very good back four and a very good goalkeeper. Both teams should be tough to break down. Both teams will look to attack, though. They're not.
What would you be looking to call for the score here tonight, Drewy?
Look, I'm going to have splinters everywhere here. I'm going to go with 2-2. I think there's not a lot between both the sides. If I had to go one way, I'd edge South Hobart, but I just think that the Zebras might be able to get something out of this game tonight. And it's going to be a cracking affair. We're almost underway. Friday night lights at KG5 to kick off round 3 of the NPL Taz. The captains, Jaden Hay and Dan Brown, striding to the middle. It's a great Stratos, our referee tonight. And it's just about ready to go here. So South Hobart huddling up. Zebras boys out into their positions. And a bit of a hug between Vivian Imran Lewis and his goalkeeper. That's what you want the centre-back goalkeeper relationship to be like. They need to be on the same page and very much appearing on the same page now.
Very cosy relationship.
So it would seem. As we're just about to get underway, Benjamin Hamlet standing on it. Should be an absolute ripper. Good crowd building here.
And hasn't he filled in well so far for the big Lazinski, missing up front for South Hobart, and happens to be leading the league as scorer?
He is indeed, sharing that title with a man for Zebras in Matty Sanders, 3 apiece. Here's the Mordog Morton, and we're underway. He sends it forward. South Hobart looking to get on the attack early. Ben Hamlet sliding it through. Cuts and lays back for Gorry. Sends he crossing dangerously. Lewis got ahead to it. Dwayne Walsh should be able to see it away. He's got Kemp for company, but he surges off and down in the Dogger Brown direction, who gets the ball. Has it off for Quayle, chips into the middle. There was Downs. And the Frenchman shipping it forward there on Feral TV. Jaden Hay leads Walter in the battle of the speedsters. It's going to be a cracking battle between those two tonight, and Hay draws the first foul of the game there.
Quite a explosive start here from South, but the Zebras defence has been standing up to it quite well. Was particularly proud of that defending from the Zebras on the cross there.
Some lovely work, and South hit them with speed early, come flying out of the blocks, pressing them. They've got a very mobile front three with Walter, Cook and Hamlet, and they'll try and pressure the Zebras' defence as Nicholas Groenwald, fresh off a brace, sends it in the Hughes Salute direction, immediately draws two South Hobart defenders to him. And that's a handball against Hamlet. Play on though. It'll spill out in the Sunday McEwen direction. He chests it down. Sunday delivers with the left foot to the back post. It was well overhit though, and no threat to his former teammate.
Just a little bit surprised to see that handball decision let go from the referee. Not entirely sure how a 90-degree angle is a natural position, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now. I'm sure we'll have a good game from the man in orange.
Worked out in Zebra's favour in the end anyway, quickly transitioning forward to McEwen. He'll look to get in behind Gorry. Liam Quayle starting very high up on the opposite side of South Hobart, the left back. Hamlet gets his head and flicks this one on. There's no one back there though, except for Lewis. South Hobart will push up, look to box them in. Jaden Hay just taking his time. Luke Farrell sticking close to Hughes Salute in the early proceedings. Quayle got over the top of him. Here's Sanders, switches play with a swish of that left foot. That's delightful in the McEwen direction. Gorry tracked him back, but McEwen fires, right denies him. Hughes Salute following up, but he gathered his own rebound. And the first real moment of quality in attack comes from the Zebras. Well done, Graham Wright. What a ball that was from Sanders to spring McEwen.
It was a fantastic run and a fantastic ball there. But Graham Wright perhaps didn't get his hands around it the first time, but he recovered very well and quickly to win the ball and snuff out the danger. Just getting right to get the game restarted here today.
Thumps it along. Hamlet sees it bounce. Lewis away again. Busy early. The Morthog pressuring Muller. Walsh shields the ball and lays it back for Hay. Downs to Sanders. Brown sticking to him like a cheap suit. I'd be expecting that. They won't want to go giving Matty Sanders space after what he did last week. Ball's played through. Groenwald sprinting out after it. Leads Kemp to the ball. Shields him away. Kemp fought on really well there for South Hobart though. Wins it back. And in the end, they win a corner. Kobe Kemp takes it quickly, takes it short for Gorry. Gorry steps it up towards the middle of the box, but Marcelo Mercuri all over that one. And also his fellow import, Groenwald. Three at the back for Zebras. That one's cut off by Gorry. Here's Cook. Fresh off an absolute screamer of a goal last week, and they send it wide down the right for the overlapping Gorry again. And behind it goes. Another set-piece opportunity for South Hobart.
Just be missing the big man Lazinski here at these set pieces by the looks of it at the moment.
Something you have to deal with for another month or two. And again, the short corner. Gorry looks to get a cross in. It's a dangerous ball in the Hamlet direction. Might have just pushed off a little bit. Skratos blowing for the foul there, and that'll relieve the pressure. Both teams with a few promising moments early on. Pretty open end-to-end affair in the first 5 minutes. Hopefully a sign of things to come. So Mercury down the middle. Floating in there was Sanders. Quayle, in no uncertain terms, just whacks it away from him. Looks like McEwen and Walsh just swapping positions. This one goes off in the McEwen direction. Brown's there and he heads it back to right. Wants Quayle to move for him and then changes tack and goes wide for Gorry instead. And pressured by Walsh rather. McFerrell just called out. A foul blown though, just waiting to see if there was an advantage, and there was not. Here's Brown on the ball. Sends it wide. Hay read his intention. Quayle bounced it off his chest and then surged forward, but showed too much of it to Lewis. He puts it behind. Quayle short for the Morthog. Walter back to Quayle. There's an offside flag raised. Still a little bit sloppy there from South.
Just been interesting seeing the shape of the play so far today. It's certainly been seeming like the Zebras are a little bit happier to sit back, and South perhaps committing a few more numbers forward, but certainly affording the Zebras of the ability to break against this South Hobart team. So certainly could be looking good for your prediction here today, Andrew. We've had a few good chances as Hamlet attacks up the wing.
Going to run it. Hay gets inside. Squared it for the Morthog in space. He curls one. That was never threatening though. Deflected off Groenwald. Back to Walter. Jinks around Hay. Lovely work from Walter. Crosses dangerously. Groenwald away. Hamlet was lurking. That wasn't too far away there. How can the Zebras counter down the other end? It's long, searching for McEwen. Hartford had got a foot in there though. Here's Groenwald. Now Chris Downs. Long and over the top again. And too much pepper on that one for McEwen. But you can see the Zebras keen to get it forward quickly. Get it to those wide men. Luke Farrell has really been shadowing Luke Hugheslett early in this one. Dogging his steps. At times he's dropped back almost as a third centre half. Clearly Morton showing he knows the threat that Luke Hugheslett possesses. Run all over the top. And just got in the back of Hamlet. A foul blown. Here's Brown. Now Ludford. Short for the Morthog. Groenwald stepped up and won it. Immediately won back by Morton though. Spilled out off him. Throw in Zebra's way. And the pace just dying off a little bit in the last couple of minutes. It was a furious opening. Short for Kemp. Laid it back for Gorry. Curls it with the left. Hamlet chests it down. Groenwald again. Quick up to him and then he's back.
Good strength there from Hamlet to hold him off. Certainly got the smaller body of the two, but a fairly good job to shield the ball there.
See Groenwald trying to make him earn every touch early in this one. Zebras win the ball back with Muller. Shipped forward over the head of Sanders. Battling on in midfield was McEwen, but South Hobart went it back, and now Gorry goes down the line, searching for Hamlet, and Groenwald puts it into the creek. Goodbye football. Kemp offering short, that's ignored. And then just turns it over. A little bit sloppy, but it was gifted straight back. So both these teams not quite sharp at their passing early doors here. Here's Walters. He has looked sharp. Got around Hay once and then looked to do it again. Pass broken up. Kemp outside of the boot. Now Quayle. And Morton gave it straight to Huxley. Gifted it to him. Hay. Muller. Kemp pressing him. South Hobart squeezing up on them. Brown long in the Hamlet direction. Hamlet up against Lewis and he blazes over the top with the left. It fell for him nicely in the end there, Benjamin Hammertime Hamlet. It was another innocuous ball over the top. Lewis, his body positioning all wrong. Hamlet won the wrestle and maybe should have done better. Tough shot, but needs to put it on target.
At first look of that, I thought to myself that Mercury had misjudged it and should have gone out early, but it really did just sit up nicely for Hamlet there and just blazed a little at that shot and it's gone flying over the top of the bar. But encouraging signs for South Hobart there.
So Mercury, not much on that goal kick and as he come right back at them, Lewis again dueling with Hamlet.
Shaping up to be a good battle between the two of them at the moment.
They're going to take a backward step. So Hobart the better of the attacking moments after Zebras came oh so close to opening the scoring. Quayle up against Walsh. Back for Walter. Again keen to run at Hay. Slid it in instead for Hamlet. Hamlet on the left drives to the middle of the box. Well cleared in the end by Warrener. The Mortog was lurking. And Gorry now overlapping. What can Adam Gorry produce? He cuts it in the middle. Groenwald deflected off him. Second bite at it. Cleared it only as far as Gorry. He's content to let it roll out.
Just ramping up some real pressure here at the moment, South Hobart. The Zebras defence is staying strong at the moment, but if they keep creating chances like this, you do worry.
And turning the screws. Hugh Sloot deep. And thumped it away. Any old how will do. Just want to relieve that pressure.
The old saying, when in doubt, springs to mind there.
Yep, never a bad option. Huey Ludford. Back to his partner at the back. In Brown. Drives it forward with the left. And just whacks straight back down the pitch. South Hobart can reset and try again. Brown opted not to go to Walter. Instead, they'll change direction. Send it across to Gorry. Ponderous this from South Hobart. Just waiting for an opening. Forthcoming now. Hamlet presents short and drops it off for Loic Farrell, who just got that all wrong, the Frenchman. Put it straight out of play. Maybe the occasion, just getting to a few players, a few misplaced passes, basic errors early on. Big game, this one.
It certainly seems like the Zebras aren't too willing to pressure South Hobart up the pitch because of the pace that they will carry on the counter. But, just wondering if there's a little bit of a directive there from the coach to just not leave too much space in behind for the threat that South Hobart carry.
Peter Saville, very much defence first coach. That's what he preaches, and he knows that they only need a corner or a free kick and they can score that way. They don't need to play pretty football. They've got the players who can score. They're an explosive kind of team like that. You wouldn't expect beautiful football from the Zebras, but effective football. As Groenwald chips it over the top. Gorry got up and won the header. I think Kuhn was offside anyway, though. Warren up across the deal with Gorry. Did that very nicely. Picked it up and threw in one motion, but been penalised for it, it would seem.
Not so sure that was a foul throw there. I thought it was very, very well gathered there from Gorry. Creative with the hands in football is not something that you see very often.
Yeah, seldom get a chance. Long throw, headed centrally. Well won by Brown. And he sets Hamlet a task. Groenwald leads back in the race. Turns and then turns back the other way. Very nicely done from the American. Not terribly well done by the goalkeeper though. Here's Walter. Hay sticking tight to him. Punches the ball forward. No one getting on the end of that. Jaden Hay versus Walter. Really liking the looks of that battle. Two very lively customers. Jaden Hay would not be happy with Walter beating him that first time.
No, he certainly wouldn't, I don't think. But it was a lovely little jink, and just a pity that the ball from Walters at the end couldn't offer a bit more for South Hobart. Does certainly seem to be shaping up to be a good battle there.
So Groenwald this time with the goal kick duties in the Hugh Salute direction. Luke Farrell got up. Hugh Salute then rises high, thumps it forward, but Quayle whacks it up into the bullseye. Looking a little bit early there was Downs. Gorry with the first time volleyed pass. Nothing as far as Muller, who puts it straight out of play. Zebra is not looking terribly composed in possession in the first 15 minutes of this match. Morton tried the flick on. Went over his head. Hamlet with a first time pass. Morton now wide on the right. Intercepted by Groenwald, and behind it goes for another corner. South Hobart certainly on top at the moment. Will they take it short again? Certainly the Zebras have got the size, so you can understand them taking it short. Kobe Kemp can deliver a pinpoint ball, so it does seem a little wasted. This time he does swing it in. McCurry came out and punched it away. Gorry's going to put it back in the mixer. Hugh Salute was there, he repelled. Back to Gorry. To Quayle, wants someone to come short. No one forthcoming, so back he goes to the Frenchman, who switches the play. Gorry, as ever, doing a mountain of work early on. 1-2, then back to Ludford. South Hobart quite content to keep hold of the ball. Now the long pass, searching for the overlapping Quayle. Walsh should track the run well though, and drew the foul. Well done by the winger Dwayne Walsh, getting back, tracking the run. A little nudge in the back, bit soft. Got body position, got rewarded for it. Well, might feel a little aggrieved as Brown goes back to right. Swings it out in the Cook direction. Warren flew at the ball, missed it. Oh, got the decision in the end, somewhat fortuitously. South Hobart was streaming down the right.
Couple of decisions going their way there for the Zebras.
Long ball, rather aimless. Straight to Graham Wright. Scotsman sends it across to Ludford. Zebras quite content to sit off them. Pressing high up the field by any stretch. Interesting that Walter's hanging back almost in a fullback position, and Quayle is pushed right up off the shoulder of the last man. Now he runs back on this near side. Ever the adventurous fullback, Liam Quayle. Last year's winner of the Rising Star Award, and top 5 finish in the Players Player Award. A very good achievement for a young fullback. Tough position to make such an impact from, but absolute star is Quayle. Here's Lewis, back to McCurry. Back to Saviv. He goes down the line in the Walsh direction. Quayle won the header though. Walter just left a little short for Rel. Hughley tried to nip in. Won by Brown. Now Walter down the line for the Morthog Morton, straining the sinews. He'll get there. Looks up now. And he delivers something of quality. Lewis for company. Jinked around him and curls it in near post, but no one had made the run. Keeper able to collect.
A lovely little run in behind there from the Morthog himself. He held it just perfectly for that. I think it was Gronwald just playing him onside, but Lovely work there. Pity the final ball didn't have a bit more on it.
No one gambled near post. Zebras. And Chris Downs find his range from the dead ball. Of course, Clarence, all manner of problems last Friday night. He chips this one right into the mixer. There's a sea of bodies there. It's repelled. And leading out is Hamlet. Surging down, Muller slid in, won it well. Headed away by Farrell. Kemp with a silky touch, but Downs was on him. Kemp does well to keep a hold of it. Settles things down and sends it wide for Walter. He drives it forward in the Cook direction. Warrener should win this one. His pass / clearance couldn't quite find McEwen.
It was just a fantastic tackle on the wing just there before. I've missed the player that performed the tackle,
Muller.
but absolutely fantastic stuff there. Got stuck in, and good to see Hamlet get up with no complaints on a good hard tackle.
Here's Quayle. Knocked out by that man Muller. Walter trying to use some trickery to beat Hay. Quayle chips into the channel there for Morton. Just worked off it there by Lewis. And puts it out of play. You have a look at that Muller challenge. Awkwardly done, but somehow got the stud of the ball. Yeah, Slice if he missed it. South Hobart were breaking back the other way. Here's Quayle with the throw in. And up off Hamlet last. Lewis just working it off him. And a goal kick. So again, it's going to be Groenwald taking the goal kicks. A little unorthodox. He sends it in the Hughes loop direction. Won the flick on for Sanders. He rose high and sets it through for Walsh. It was Route 1 football and it nearly unlocked them. Back-to-back flick-ons, but nothing comes of it. South defence has been well structured so far. Not allowing anyone to get in behind. Linking up with the likes of Hughes loop. Here's Brown, short for Morton. Morton goes long over the top. Walsh again tracking the run of Quayle and gets his head to it. Throw for Walter up against Hay. A clever little ball. Lewis gets there first. Back four holding out well so far for Zebras. They've been put under a fair bit of pressure early on.
Despite the fact that they haven't been entirely comfortable on the ball, Zebras, there's absolutely no doubting how organised that defence has been and how good their positioning, particularly from Imran and Grunwald today.
He takes a quick throw over the head of Hughes Loot though. Feral TV was there, then Quayle volleyed it. Seemed more out of frustration because he knew it had gotten away from him. We'll have a goal kick instead of a throw. So, after a fairly frenetic and free-flowing opening few minutes, a little bit more doubt in recent times. Zebras pinned back deep, but defending nicely and comfortably. Here's Groenwald. Drives it in the Hughes loop direction. Again, Farrell doing a good job on him. Walter, a yard of space on Hay. Looks to surge in behind. Hayes trying to make up ground. Couldn't get there. Cross the face of goal. Cook couldn't get there. Hamlet to them. Muller. And Hamlet, the judge should have done something. And quickly they've taken the free kick here to Walsh. Oh, lovely work to skin Quayle there. He's surging on, and the Frenchman across to cover expertly, which has got Jake Morgan up and about.
Lovely stuff, screening the defence there from Lloyd Corral. And Walcott-esque that.
The big Dwayne pipe.
Just gives it a big kick past him and says, catch up to that.
down the line from Quayle. Hugh Sloop on the header. Quayle got dealt with and wins the free kick. And his left foot curls it forward. Lewis did it nicely. Kemp was touched from behind. Play on the call. Here's Hamlet now sliding it through. Dangerous ball for Cook. Sliding challenge is not dealt with yet. And in the end, I think Warrener gets across and sees it away. Well done, Luke Warrener, saving the day on the last line. Again, these crosses coming into the 6-yard box, presenting a real threat. No one able to get on the end of it. Here's Gorry. Reassesses, then central for Cook. Involved in that last move. Nearly unlocked them. Walsh thumps it forward, only as far as Dogger Brown. He chests it down to Quayle. Now Morton. Centering ball is good for Hamlet from range. Just wide of the mark. Just found himself in a pocket of space and opted to drive. Just wide of the mark.
He got some nice power behind the shot, but I think even if it was on target, Mercury had that one covered. Just need to be careful of hanging back a bit too far on the ball here, Zebras, or they can afford a bit of space to shoot, and we know that players like the Morthog will be happy to have a hit from range.
Sanders dueling with Gorry, flicked on through to McEwen. Got Ludford for company. He gets his head up and runs, driving for the byline. I think he trod on the ball, lost his footing. Gorry comes in support and wins it beautifully. Well done, Adam Gorry. Devonport's former favourite Ranger storming forward. Beautiful ball into the middle for Cook. This is opening up nicely for South Hobart. It's Cook from range. And it's over the bar. Opted to try and repeat his heroics from Sunday this time.
And he did have a few options there, Cook, too. I think there was a big run coming in possibly from Hamlet, and he's opted to go himself and put it into Rosette.
Yeah. Riding high after that goal against Rangers, I think. The eyes lit up. You know, I can do this. I've done this before. And in hindsight, might have been better just sliding it through. But I suppose when you can hit them like Ryan Cook can, why not? He's again grown well on kicking duties. Something we see in this league very often. He's got a fair roost on it though. Only Ludford back there. Jordan Muller. He chests it down, then lobs it forward, looking for Sanders. Wright came out, won it with the head. Went over his head in the end, and making coverage is Ludford. He's picked out Downs with his ball though. Downs curling it for Walsh. Quayle got in support. McEwen was lingering. Hay, the threat still not dealt with. Oh, well done, Walter. Came in support and won the ball away from Jaden Hay. And Lewis just steps in front of Hamlet. And gets the throw in for his side. Use of the body from Lewis, who's been impressive so far in this first 30. Here's Groenwald lumping it forward. McEwen can't bring it under his spell. And Gorry was taken late. And have a look. This moment, the other end, right. Didn't really get too much on the header.
Just needed a bit of Zlatan Ibrahimovic out on the field for that one, I think.
Wouldn't mind seeing him have a bit of a run the NPL. Contract could well be up. Someone splashed the cash. South Hobart look to drive it forward with Ludford. Lovely ball into the middle. Here's Cook. Gorry again out on the right. Could be headed for a team of the week for the third time in a row the way he started this one, Adam Gorry. Lovely work from Sanders. Pulled down from behind but kept his feet nicely. Spread it wide for Downs. What can Downs produce? He curls it in looking for Hughesloop. Repelled. Back as far as Downs. Again whips it in. Hughesloop can get a piece of it. Gorry cleared. Walter chipped into the middle. Sliding back was Muller nicely. And then Groenwald calmly to his partner at the back in Lewis. Muller to Hay. Nice ball movement here from the Zebras. Hay continued his run. He's got it behind. It's Jaden Hay. Can he pick someone out? He looks for Hughesloot. Ludford was there to body him. Hughesloot still fighting. Still going Hughesloot. And in the end, the Morthog Morton got back in defence to help out. They might be exposed the other way, but Gronewald beat Cook to the ball. Chipped forward by Warrener. Sanders mistimed his volley. Let in Loic Farrell. Alex Walter. Hay looking to get a bit of revenge there a moment ago as he bombed on. Fascinating battle down this near side between those two. William Quayle driving it with the left foot. Lewis again across to deal with it.
Been very good at dealing with those diagonal balls here today, Imran. I'm very impressed by that.
Quayle with the throw. And then the cross to the back post. Get it away from Morton. Muller. It's going to come back at them though through Gorry. Short for the Morthog. And sends it wide. Curls it to Cook. Speculative volley from Walter. It was always unlikely from there. That would have been very Zlatan-esque indeed if that's gone in the back of the net. Good fist of it, but geez, low percentage stuff that.
Oh.
Couldn't quite get out of it.
Yeah, a bit more of the shin than the foot there on that one, but you certainly claim them if they go in, don't you?
Absolutely. I'd imagine Kenny Morton might tell him just to pull that one down and take a touch next time. Zebras go on the attack. Broken up, and Farrell feeds it to Morton. Start a step and then back to Gorry. Right to Brown. Morton dropping very deep to receive the ball. And two Zebras for company. Off playing it back to Brown. Hughes slid in to pressure the Frenchman. The Zebras have won it back here. Jaden Hayes storming forward. Didn't have a lot in support though, and South Hobart had numbers back. Ludford broke it up. Walter beat Muller to the ball and work it to Hamlet, whose touch was errant. Straight to Gronewald. Hughes back to Gronewald. Now Downs wants his fullback to charge forward. Warner does that. McEwen getting a foot in was Gorry. Downs looks it forward there for Sanders. There's a well to win the throw in. Sanders, whose influence has been limited in the first half hour here. He's a type of player, he just needs one opening to make a difference. Someone who generally dominates proceedings, he just puts chances away. Here's Hamlet, did really well to win it against Gronewald and keep a hold of it. Well done, Hammer time Hamlet. Now he looks to surge on forward. Still going with it, Hamlet. Eventually squares it for Kemp, who drives it just over the top. And lovely play from Ben Hamlet. Just kept running with the ball till something presented. Eventually found Kemp not too far away there from the youngster.
Lovely work too, just before the replay that we're seeing at the moment, hanging on to the ball under the challenge from Gronewald by Hamlet there. Set up that chance that Kemp had there. Unfortunately, again, just driving it over the top. We certainly see South have the best of the chances so far, but I do feel that just as the Zebras are starting to press them a little bit higher up the pitch, that could potentially let South in for the first goal of our match here.
The Zebras with the chance here, and again, Downs will just swing it in as the centre-back, Gronewald and Lewis, both making their way forwards. They're really keen to maximise any dead ball chance, which when you have Chris Downs as your team, makes complete sense. He swings this one in. Teasing ball, a thumping header, that's a great save from Wright. Denies Gronewald. And almost a repeat of last week's opener there for Zebras. A Chris Downs set piece, and the centre-back who just keeps winning the ball from these set pieces.
And wasn't Wright marvellous when called upon here? It's a thumping header. Gets his hands to it well.
And Sanders was lurking too. If he just leaves that at the doorstep, it's going to be 1-0, but Wright got enough on it. And the former Zebra denies his team there. And that's what we talked about in the pre-game. South Hobart might have the on balance of play, more chances. They'll have more of the ball, but Zebras are going to be able to create chances like that. Set piece is a big part of their game. They're going to be a constant threat. Here's McCurry. Ken Morton, of course, stressing his pre-game comments that the team need to avoid giving away silly fouls in dangerous areas. Gorry lofts it forward. And a handball called there, and the free kick will go South Hobart's way. And the Morthog Morton cut out. Now Walsh. Sanders lays it back for Hughesloot. First time we've seen him able to get up and run with the ball, really. Morton across to pressure him. Raking ball in the Walsh direction. Fighting on. Still got a hold of the ball. Good pressure coming there from Walter. The ball spills his way now and he sends it forward for Hamlet. Controls it. Now he's got runners. One of them wide is Walter. He's got a couple to pick out in the box. Walter looking to run at Lewis. He drops the shoulder, then goes centrally. And curls a rather tame effort in the end. And no threat to Marcelo McCurry.
You're always unlikely to get any power behind the ball on those sort of angles.
McCurry in the Sanders direction. He's wrestling with Brown. Ludford with his left foot swings it forward. Lewis won it. Well done, Muller. Just bounced off a Hamlet. Mike Farrell to Morton. First time pass was good to Hamlet. Cook couldn't quite control it though. Quayle with a nice touch, but he's coughed it up to the Dwayne pipe. He wants to release Sanders, but had to wait, and in the end his final delivery is poor. Hay senses a chance to jump on the attack, but his touch was heavy. Now Walter's got a chance to get him behind him. Hay recovered. Walter slows down the tempo, brings in the Frenchman. He swings it across, well read by Warrener. McEwen now, as this game opening right up again. Searching out Sanders, but Brown leads back in the race. Another turnover. And right through the back of Gorry was Warrener. That's an easy one to give away there. So we creep towards half-time, still locked at 0-0.
And it certainly hasn't been a lack of chances that has us at 0-0 here, Andrew. Certainly been impressed with the threat that both teams have carried, but the defence has been really standing up to it, both teams.
Yeah, both defences playing very nicely. Here's Hughesloot. Out to Walsh. Played a lovely 1-2 and Hughesloot threaded it for the overlapping Walsh. Quayle sticking with him though. Recovered nicely. He got some support and Walsh in the end. A pretty good result to win the corner for his side.
He's been well held tonight by Quayle Walshy.
Sanders strides across to swing this one in. Kill it in with the left foot. Set up one from a corner last week. Greenwald, Hughesloot the likely targets. Crosses back and it's Hughesloot! And it's 1-0 Zebras. He buries the header. And Zebras, well, we've talked about the threat they carry from set pieces. It's paid off. Sanders swigs it in. Lukey Hughesloot does the rest. And the Zebs take the lead.
Just an absolutely towering header here from Luke Hughesloot. I mean, look at that. He is a good 30 centimetres above absolutely anybody else in the box there and has just thumped it into the far corner there. Just, it's truly exceptional header and a wonderful corner to that far post.
The recipe that got them a goal last week. Sanders swung it in with the left.
And I don't think that's just 1-0 to Hobart. That's 1-0 to Cooling with some fantastic punditry calling that threat that Hughesloot possesses. And calling the ability of the Zebras to carry an absolute threat in those type of set-piece situations.
Yeah, you know how it's done up here in the Slice and Cheese hypothetical box, Jake. You're welcome back anytime as South Hobart look to hit back. They've got 5 minutes before the break. Can they find a way back in? Ludford. Oh, lovely turn from Kemp. And taking full advantage. Hamlet, he goes down in the box. The free kick's going to come back though. What a turn that was from Kobe Kemp.
Turn. Just a question mark here. No, don't think there's enough in that. Probably the right decision to let it go for a while.
Brings it back and a free kick opportunity.
Really want to get something from here before the break, South. Or you can imagine that Kenny Morton might have a bit to say to them in the rooms.
Just pull out the hairdryer, perhaps. Man. Got a chance here. Cook to the back post and a good header, but on target. And the keeper had the post covered. Well done, Marcelo McCurry. Free runner at the back stick. He's head to it. Well-known goalkeeper. He lofts his ball wide on the left for McEwen. Getting in there was Gorry.
Certainly doesn't seem to have any problems kicking the distance when the ball's dropped from his hands. And he certainly makes me more curious as to why Gronwald's been taking the goal kicks.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Seems to get good purchase on the footy style kick. The drop punt from the deck.
You just think with the pace that South Hobart carry too, that you're potentially leaving yourself open if a thumping header is one on the line to just allowing players like Hamlet and Walters to sneak in behind you.
And again, they send the tall timber forward. It doesn't matter where they get a free kick. Downs are going to swing it in. And the Forest is up there for Zebras. Some bargy in there, right. Just about dealt with it. It was uncertain for a moment. They survive, and now South Hobart look to counter. Look the other way. Sliding in there was Downs. Now Gorry looking to get forward. Sliding it through for Cook. Keeper out to collect. Again, South Hobart struggling to deal with a down set piece.
He certainly had a lot of pace behind that delivery and it was very, very well hit, but Wright just standing up to the challenge this time.
Walsh swinging it and just curled in.
Should just be shepherded out for a goal kick by Gorry.
McEwen made him earn it. But well done, Gorry. As we have another look at that goal. Sanders' delivery. Huge salute. Too big, too strong. Brown there behind him. Couldn't get near him. Couldn't get over the top of the big fella. Little he could do.
It's so marvellous, I'm just struggling to think of a metaphor for it.
Here is spawning salmon type stuff. That's Morton sends it back for a right.
Like an erupting pimple on South Hobart's prom night.
Not bad. Here's Walter. Lays it back for Ludford. Ian Ludford keen to play it direct. Quayle almost put it behind Morton. Came back and gathered it with the return ball. Was anticipating a run that hadn't come. And behind it goes. And too many stoppages. Can't imagine there'll be too much added time here in the first half. Certainly the goalkeeper in absolutely no hurry. He'll be very happy to go into the sheds with a 1-0 lead. Right, well, just making sure the socks are above the knees because you couldn't possibly take the kick unless they're up there. He drives this one the Hughes-Loop direction, won the flick on. But that is all for the first half. Zebras going to the sheds a goal to the good. Luke Hughes-Loop returns to the side and returns to the score sheet. He hammered home a corner from Sanders just before the half, a half which South Hobart had probably shaded. But on the scoreboard, it's Hobart Zebras 1, South Hobart 0. We'll leave you with some highlights of the first half, and we'll be back with the second stanza shortly. In the mix of guys, it's a good delivery, and Huxley again was there. It's over the top. And once again, winning everything in the air. Big Lukey Hug. This time over the bar it goes. Right, plays it short for Ludford, who immediately returns it to the Scotsman. He just drives down the middle. Picks out the Morthog. Gorry's taken off down the right. Ball couldn't find him though. Now Warren are running at Morton, who gets across somewhat ambitiously. Claims it's his throw, and it went straight out off him, but that's just typical of the Morthog Morton. Didn't mind it.
He's got more chance of sniffing out a truffle on the pitch than getting that call going his way.
McEwen looks to get him behind. And similarly appealing for a corner, but his calls go unheeded. And right, he's a real fluorescent get-up. Plays it short. Ooh, really put his defender under pressure there. Luke Farrell was up to the task. Under the gun there by Graham Wright. He's the new man to the pitch, Pajari Skelthorpe. He lays it back to Luke Farrell. Back to Pajari. Gorry, first time pass was poor though, broken up by Muller. Sunday McEwen drives it down. It was the old warhorse Ludford, who directs it back to the Scot. So Hobart in no rush. Get the ball forward as Kobe Kemp drops deep to receive, and then goes back to right. Zebra's not biting. They're just going to stay back and wait. Gorry drives it long. Muller again across to break it up. Sanders lays it off for Huxley, threads it back through, and Gorry got across in coverage. A long shot is just wide of the post right. Sees it past. Zebras have started this second half brightly. Pretty still night, so it's not like the wind's favouring that end or anything, as it often does at this ground. Right, sends it wide. Luke Farrell is going to hustle after that one. Now a long chip forward. Lewis has his name written on that. Heads into touch. South Hobart can throw a few forward. Quayle swinging it in. Gronwald got up. He's really cleared the ball. A free kick is blown. What transpired there. Have a look on the replay. If it clears anything up. It's infringement on the goalkeeper, I'd suggest. It's been blown there.
More protected than the spotted handfish.
Well up to Lewis. Hughes Lute had Farrell tied on him. Kemp with a short little pass. Morton looking to release Hamlet. Hay had tracked back well. And Curie with the first time hit. Trying to keep it in was Walsh, but couldn't.
No, that clearance there perhaps does illuminate a little bit of the reasons why Mr. Seville has opted to have Grunwald taking the goal kicks.
I've never heard Safa referred to in such a formal way as this one spills out of play. Throw in will go the Zebras' way. Downs offering short, ignored. He'll fling it down the line perhaps instead. Certainly what Matty Sanders wants, and it goes in his direction. Quite make it to him. Actually fell through for Walsh. Now Hughes Lute looking to get him behind, but the wily Dan Brown was on hand to win it. Chipped forward, straight to Gronwald. That was a fairly aimless ball. Curry goes back to Brown. Across to Quayle. And again, South Hobart. Very patient, trying to wait and build out from the back. Kemp again dropping very deep. Broken up. Downs. Straight to Kemp. In fact, it would seem just as if South have moved more of a back three with Kemp almost playing as a third centre back, and the fullbacks pushing on at times. They've been in. As that one's punched through the middle, and it's a good chance for Morton. Flag stayed down. The Zebras were unlocked there at the back. South unable to make them pay. Long ball over the top. Brown, sold his keeper short, and Sanders will surely punish them. He does. A gift for Sanders. And it's 2-0 Zebras. An absolute howler at the back there. And the Stripey Horses have doubled their lead.
I'm speechless. I'm shocked to see that mistake there from South Hobart, but just brilliantly capitalised upon by Sanders there. And you've got to say that Graham Wright will be asking a few questions of the centre-backs just here, I think.
Yeah, Brown just did him no favours. Couldn't control it, and it just spilt, and Sanders, well,
he doesn't miss then.
He's not going to get many more easier goals than that this year, I wouldn't have thought. A tap in. Yeah, it's the Zebras, 2 goals to the good. South Hobart, the ladder leaders, not as it stands. If we're going to go with the live ladder. They've been stunned here. Can they respond? Basic error at the back. Bringing them undone. Sanders with his 4th of the season. That was clear in the very, very early Golden Boot race. Here's the Dwayne pipe. Only as far as Quayle. He punches it forward. Lewis leaves for Gronwald, who heaves it on out of there. Good turn was Farrell. Sanders laid it off. Back for Walsh. Downs was thinking about the first time ball. Hamlet stood well. Couldn't get around Jaden Hay though. Does well inside corridors and chips it down the line for Walsh. Brown was back there, and in the end puts it into touch. So Hay's ball pays off. A mountain to climb now for South Hobart. They didn't come back from a 4-1 deficit last time they met on this ground, so we'll be going writing them off just yet, but the Zebras have made a bright start to this second half. And now 2 goals to the good. Great turnaround if they could get something from this game now. Hay with the long throw. Hughes looped the target, on the flick on towards Sanders. Flying in was Downs. Morton got his boot to it. Hamlet dispossessed by Hughes loop. Body on the line there as Hughes loop had another whack at it. And coming off slightly worse for wear there is Liam Quayle. He hobbles on forward. He's trying to run it off. And he's rather proppy. A lovely bit of skill there from Hamlet, but his pass didn't match the footwork. He's all the way through to the keeper.
Quayle's just still hobbling about up the other end of the pitch just here.
Long in the Sanders direction. Brown's header swoops to that man. Downs. Back to Walsh. Chips it in. Back towards McEwen. Temporising high. McEwen controlled it. Was surrounded by South Hobart shirts. And did the only thing he probably could, hit the deck and won the free kick. Nice touch inside.
That's some lovely work just there.
And Gorrie a little unnecessary. They had the numbers.
A little bit of frustration perhaps seeping into the South players there. Certainly haven't been short of chances during this game.
Another chance for Downs to wrap his right boot around it.
And hasn't he wrapped it around it well today?
Downs swinging it in dangerously, fumbled by Wright, and then the header, no contact on it from Sanders. He didn't get enough of it. It spills behind for a corner. That could so easily have been 3-0, a wicked ball.
Oh.
Wright really needed to do better. And Sanders couldn't quite get back to it. It was a bit behind him, to be fair. It was a tough chance.
I think Wright might have thought he was playing volleyball there for a minute.
Yeah, he didn't want to catch it. Went for the chest mark, spilt it. Another one curled in, Quayle at the near post. Might just have stopped that going in. It was curling in nicely. The ball boy, Roos one back into play. Another chance for Downs. Curls it in again, can't beat the near post. Volleys it back to the top of the box. Jerry Sculthorpe was there and he just volleyed it in the air, didn't really deal with it. McEwen lurking. And just put into touch by the Frenchman. Have another look at that one. Not the Scotsman's sharpest work, I'm afraid. But no harm done with that one. He was absolutely stitched up a treat on that second goal. Long throw comes in the Hughes loop direction again. Brown won that. Downs first time. Bounced off McEwen. Looks to turn. Downs chips it in, looking for Walsh. McEwen with the volley! Top of the net. Wasn't bad contact. It was dipping, but not quite quickly enough. Zebras turning the screws. How this game has swung.
Certainly surprised actually by the way that they've gone about their football in the last 15 minutes. Comfortably 2 goals up. They appear to have gotten a bit of hunger about them and are pressuring South Hobart a bit further up the pitch, and to be honest, it's absolutely making them look more uncomfortable as a team. Good stuff here in the last 15 minutes from South Hobart.
Ludford,
or rather, Hobart.
Ludford cut out for all the contests with Hughes loop. Ludford sweeps back around, plays it to Kemp, who looks to swing it forward. Sculthorpe dispossessed by Groenwald. Hughes loop played a first-time pass, but Sanders was not expecting it. South Hobart, they need to make the running. They're 2 goals behind. They need to find something to get back into this game. Morton killed it for Sculthorpe, but it was, again, Groenwald on top of things back there. Sanders couldn't control that. Spills out of play. Gorry. Into Morton. Gorry down the line. Sculthorpe can control it. Kemp hustles in there, and Lewis again into touch. He's been a rock at the back tonight, Imran Lewis. Kobe Kemp with a lovely turn. That's blocked behind, and another corner for South Hobart. First one of the second half. We'll have a look at this McEwen volley. Too far away. South Hobart have taken a corner short meanwhile. It's out of Gorry. Curling it in near post. A tremendous leap. And headed just wide. Brown. I think he should have done better. Beautiful supply. He can't quite make them pay. The skipper trying to drag his team back into it. They worked the short corner ever so well. Just not quite able to stick it in the old onion bag. Groenwald continues to take goal kicks. The Sanders direction, that's Gorry's head. Ludford stretched for it. Downs got it. McEwen into Jenkins side, can get around to Ludford. Recovers. And Sanders might look to curl one in here. He does just that, and right this time is out confidently to collect. Half an hour to go at KG5. Zebras 2 to the good. They're on top of the table as it stands. And South Hobart rally back.
Really taking control of the game this half, the Zebras, and it's looking like South have little to respond with at the moment, despite the switch at half-time.
Cook very short, his touch went straight to Sanders. You mentioned what else maybe South Hobart might do. I suppose maybe Connor Schmidt could come on and push Quayle onto the wing. It's a move we've seen them make a little bit. Groenwald cut that one out. Just far too casual out from the back, and Sanders on the ball. Couldn't beat 2. Do draw a foul from Kemp though. And a free kick for Zebras.
Interesting to see Groenwald trying to get forward a little bit there. Certainly perhaps getting a sniff of the goals that are on offer here today.
He scored 2 last week. He's looking a fantastic signing for the Zebras. To absolutely nail their imports. Groenwald in particular is Downs. Swings it to the middle of the box. Wright favoured for this one and takes it well, but to put him under pressure there, Downs. He spilled that one before. Quayle now charging forward and releases it early, looking for Hamlet. Muller. Go across to break up the play. Morton looking to thread it through to Gorry. Well read again by Groenwald. McEwen jinking inside. His pass straight down the throat of Ludford. Turned it to Gorry. Jinking inside. McEwen had got back. A little bit of a scrappy passage of play there. South Hobart recover the ball. Feral TV. Straight to Sir Vivian Imran Lewis. Now Dogger Brown. Short for Morton. Not really going anywhere here, South Hobart. Keeping a hold of the ball. As you get forward. Now they do, and they've turned it over. It's just been a bit too frequent in the game, South. They patiently strike around the back and then almost out of frustration just knock it long and turn it over.
The last 5 minutes of the game have been going a bit more to script as I would have expected. Zebras looking a bit happy to sit back now. And why wouldn't you when you're 2-0 up? Comfortable win over the ladder leaders at the moment.
Long throw in the Hughes League direction. Well done by Cook to get up. Pulled out of play. Hobart just looking a little out of ideas for the time being. Not sure if Jake Brennan was on the bench or not, but he might be one they could bring on. Inject something into this game. Here's the Dwayne pipe. Walsh looking to get a Quayle. Quayle does pretty well in the end, puts it out of play. No Brennan, but there is Eduardo Castaneda on the pine. Maybe he's the one South Hobart will look to bring on and change things up a little.
I suspect we might see Castaneda later on, perhaps in replacement for Loic Farrell.
Huxley flicked it on, it might fall for Walsh! Rattled the post. Made tremendous contacts. There was a coat of paint away from making it 3. Absolute rocket. Again, the head of Huxley causing all sorts of problems. And that was nearly good night.
Can still hear that bar rattling from over here, calling.
Yeah, ferocious. And the old Dwayne pipe hits him, they stay hit.
Just looked a little uncomfortable at the back there, though, South Hobart once again.
Yeah, the aerial game. They're struggling to deal with Walsh again, sending it in, looking for Sanders. Tries to rob Ludford of it. Remember a game early last season between these two teams. Ken Morton labelling Zebra's approach aerial ping pong. This will be more of a blitzkrieg tonight. They have not dealt with the aerial threat at all. There's only going to encourage Zebras to keep going with it, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, we've certainly heard Mr. Seville referred to as a bit of a Pulis type operator here. Certainly very solid at the back and carrying that aerial threat from the set pieces. But doesn't Downs look like a marvellous acquisition for them this year?
Yeah, great get from the lines as Morton threads it through offside. Hamlet thought he was in. The flag was swiftly raised. Moment extinguishes again. Long throw, head of Huxley, deflecting off Brown.
Is that Brown or Farrell?
Yeah, it might have been Farrell TV. You're right with that one.
Just skidded right off the top of his dome. He didn't know anything about it.
So stay within 2. Again, Huxley wins in the air. Oh, not dealt with particularly well and nearly lets in Sanders. He was buzzing about.
Oh,
sniffing
slippery work from the Colonel there. Slippery stuff. Just a very greasy type of player. Happy to get away from the player there.
Well, the Colonel, I like it.
I like it too.
Yep.
Colonel Sanders up top. Although people will be thinking we're Triple M if we keep this kind of rubbish up.
Here's Morton. I think the nicknames are fine. As long as we don't start referring to goals as PlayStation 4s, we should be fine. There's McEwen now looking to jink in. Ludford. Gets it to the Morthog. He sends it long, searching for Kobe Kemp. He's got Jaden Hay for company. Onto the preferred right and then sends in a teasing ball to the back post. Well done, Warrener. Got back and won it away from Cook, the young fullback.
Lovely header away there from Warrener.
So a solid game tonight, Luke Warrener. Growing into the role at left back. Matthias Tolkiel, fine player, departing for a bit of a European sojourn and just opening up the vacancy for the youngster. And he's making the position his own so far. Long ball, just over the top, Muller. Now Morton, Huxley interfered with him, good advantage paid. And now Cook in a pocket of space, drops it off for Sculthorpe, lays it back for Morton. And it was blocked behind. And doesn't go for a corner in the end. Very awkward angle and it skews for a throw in.
Not sure what you call this. Save here almost
the alligator here.
Gets down. Kept it out, it's the main thing. South Hobart with a couple of good moments. This man Morton starting to get involved. Gronewald does really well to control that. And puts it away, but Nick Morton's influence starting to grow a little bit. Key mover for this side. Slide again was McEwen. Morton slid right back in and won it. And Hughes slid across to deal with Gorry. Morton, well done, Hughes slid. Won it, thumped it long, cleared the area. And it's the former Zebra, Graham Wright. Brown driving it. Cut off by Walsh. 20 to play here at KG5. 2-0 the score. Jaden Hay. Back to Gronewald, who just thumps it. No one really there except for Brown, who back to Wright. Quickly gets things moving to Gorry. Immediately returns it. Kemp to Ludford. Seen a bit of this in the second half. Kemp dropping back really deep and both the fullbacks bombing on. Hamlet's best touch. They turn it over in wide areas though. They'll quickly get back a hold of it through Kobe Kemp. Morton drives it for Gorry, who's made a great run. McEwen got back in there and did enough to see him away though. Looks like Connor Schmidt and Eduardo Castaneda both going to be introduced for South Hobart. Morton knows he needs to do something, 20 to play. Suspect that might mean Quayle pushes on onto a wing. Probably Castaneda come on for Luke Farrell in midfield. We'll wait and see on that though, as Hay goes in short. Hamlet working back in defence. He'll probably be the one I expect Schmidt to replace, and Quayle to push on. Or even just move to 3 at the back full time. Again, Hughes lit the target of the throw. Again, he wins it, but to no avail. And that will provide the stoppage to allow the double sub for Ken Morton. They're not quite ready, and the ref says no. Some sort of issue down there. Both the players looking ready to enter the fray. Would be enough to use a lifeline for South Hobart, because at the moment it's looking like it'll be the Zebras' night. Hugh Sloot does really well there. He had 3 to beat though, and the third man got in there at the end and caught down rather cynically. And there was Kemp. And a tasty slice of cheddar coming up there for Chrissy Downs.
We've been looking forward to that for some time, I think. Dose of dairy, and it comes.
Yeah, the evening dose of dairy. Forget your glass of milk in an evening. Slice of cheese for Chrissy Downs. And that was pretty cynical.
No, it was very late challenge there.
Driven forward by Brown. just pitched in ahead of Lewis, and swooping on it like the seagull on a chip was Hamlet. Drives into the box, and his shot is blocked. Aaron Lobb was there.
Shameless steal of a call from Dwayno there. Drewy not letting that one go unmissed. But it was very seagull on a chip.
Gorry shut down.
Quite impressed with Warriner down this side tonight. He's certainly not allowed them much space to work in down that right-hand side.
Now it looks like the sub might finally be allowed. Mr. Cook Morrison's come sprinting over. And it's going to be Farrell and Hamlet off, as predicted. So Castaneda and Schmidt on. You can imagine Quayle pushes on. Well, maybe Schmidt might go up there himself.
I think we've nailed that prediction there, Cooling.
Yeah. So it looks like Quayle's going to stay back, and the man known as Schmitty Mad Dog's going to bomb on in attack here. And a little starved of opportunities in recent times, Connor Schmidt, but very promising fullback. There's Gorry, and that was a little bit sloppy, uncharacteristically so, from the former Devonport man. Lob throw coming in there. Muller got in there. Hacked it forward. Yeah. Walsh lurking, still going. Walsh fires perhaps a bit early. He was off balance and right makes the save. It was looking ominous for a second. Again, it was Muller cutting it out and sending it forward. I've really liked his game in the middle today, Jordan Muller. He's broken up so much of South Hobart's play. Just keeps things ticking.
You just didn't think that ball was going to sit right for Quayle there, and certainly got himself into a little bit of trouble.
15 to go. There'll be a late twist in the tail. A free kick. And the centre backs still go forward. Looks like they are going to saunter on up there.
Did have a little bit more time than he thought there, I think.
Lacking a little composure in the end.
Can we get another pinpoint delivery from Downs on this set piece?
Plenty of targets in the box to pick out. Couldn't beat Hugh Ludford though. Muller lays it back for Downs. He might just pump it back in. It's poor in the end from Downs, broken up by Skalthorpe. Now work forward for the Morthog Morton. Turned on it nicely and threads it over the top for Gorry. He's got a couple in the box here. He squares it in. And Cook couldn't quite get a piece of it. And bouncing around and behind it goes in the end for a corner, I think. So have a look on the replay. It's a beautiful ball from Morton. Gorry's cross. Might have deflected off Cook. The Zebra certainly thought did. So Hobart get the call. Castaneda, poor his delivery there. Surging after it was Warriner, but that was never likely to get the ball. Here he is. Castaneda off for Quayle. Real kitchen sink time now for South. Flicked forward, searching for Dan Brown, who stayed up there. He doesn't mind going up top, Dogger Brown. It's the old centre-back / striker. He's worked his way back into defence now, but loves a goal. Does give him that aerial presence when he does on the march forwards.
Just in no hurry to take this throw whatsoever here.
Taking every second he possibly can before thumping it down the line. Castaneda hacked it forward quickly. Hugh Sloot. Touch got away from him a little bit and infringes on Quayle. And Graham Wright, cavalry forward for South Hobart. He sends it into the box, bounces for Morton, and foul's been spotted, and this will be very much in Kobe Kemp territory.
He does love a free kick, and scored a beauty against Olympia, if I'm not mistaken, in the first round. He'll certainly be looking to get over this one, I would think.
Yeah, not too dissimilar position. Lovely technique. Cook, the left footer, also lurking, but this looks like it's got Kemp's name written all over it. Can he provide a lifeline for South? Four in the wall for Zebras. It's going to be Cook. Probably should have been Kemp, as Cook drove it straight into the ankle of one of the wall. Long ball searching for Ludford. He couldn't quite get there.
I think he could try and make a tenuous argument that he was trying to put it under the wall, but tenuous it certainly would be.
Yeah. Not the best delivery there. I understand that side. You might favour the left footer, but not Kobe Kemp in your team. You're loath to let anyone else take him. Greenwald has a bit of a drink, a bit of a drizzle, just to chew up a few more seconds. So is it long for Hugh Sloot up against Brown. And down was Quayle, and then Kemp with the outside of the boot. Head in though was Warrener. Hugh Sloot reached back with those long levers, and now Sanders does. Oh, I thought he'd done well there on Brown. The decision goes against him. And the Colonel a little bit stiff there, I think.
Yeah, I think say no more about that one.
Here's Ludford. Charging forward. Sculthorpe laid it off nicely for Cook. Jinx around Lewis. Cook with the left. Shot was blocked. Again, it was Warrener getting in there and defending nicely. Behind it goes for a corner. Have a look. Brown's just stumbled.
He had a very poor view of that, in fairness to the ref, but
not terribly consequential at the end of the day.
no.
This one is swung in. Dangerous ball. Groenwald won it away again. Castaneda out to Gorry. Oh, Gorry shanked it horribly. Behind it goes. Just couldn't curl it. Sliced it off the boot.
I think he'll remain Devonport's favourite ranger if we see a bit more service like that throughout the year.
Groenwald to take. Thumping ball in the Hugh Sloot direction. Powerful header one in the Sanders direction. This one comes down. Sanders, here's Brown who came over the top and won it. Muller spread the play nicely to Walsh. Dwayne Walsh looks to get a cross in. Took a little deflection, and Wright does really well to keep that in. And then flings it upfield. Channels his inner Tom Brady and heaves it down there. A throw in will go South Hobart's way. Lewis did well to win the ball from behind. Walsh driving at the defence and wins the throw in, and that will just take the tempo out. They'll chew up a few more seconds. They're creeping closer to the finish line now.
Just 7 minutes of the regulation time left now, so you certainly be thinking that something's got to break soon if South Hobart are to get anything out of this game.
Sanders the target. Quayle nips in ahead of him. Puts it behind. So if Zebras hold on here, they go top. This brings the league right back together. Olympic will be looking to move on to 6 points, equal with South. Zebras ahead of them on 7. And Devonport, of course, travel down south as this one's thrown in dangerously. Huxley again making a nuisance himself. Brown didn't really clear. Sanders swooped on it. And it goes over the top. But the Devonport Strikers have started the season well again, the defending champions. A very new look team, but they've been impressive through the first fortnight, and they travel down to play Kingborough tomorrow. They too could jump up to 7 points with a victory. McEwen chests it down. Centering ball for Huxley. Back to Geordie Muller. And a foot in, it was Ludford. Thrown ward over the top of Morton. Didn't kill it though. Falls to Cook. Cook to the overlapping Gorry. Here's Sculthorpe. Back for Gorry. Using the body well was Muller. He's just pulled up a little bit sore after that one. Ludford, Gorry. Back to Kemp. Let's sit this one up for the back post. Didn't get the purchase on it though. Out as far as Castaneda. Chests it down, looks to storm on forward. Morton got a vital toe in. Looking to turn. Played it through. Doesn't get the decision. He's rather incensed. Nicky Huxley turns around and has a laugh at him. Didn't mind it from you there, Skin. Gorry lays it back to Ludford. He's just going to punch this one into the box. He's got a couple to pick out. Two of them collided. In the end, Marcelo Mercury able to pick it up. Heave it forward for the Colonel. Chested it down to McEwen. Jinked around one nicely. His pass was not of the same quality. Cook again. Warren tight to him. Gorry. Good channel for Jari. Laid it off first time for Cook. Continuing his run is Gorry, but Warren was on hand to sweep it away. And puts it behind.